customs feuded when they returned, but in effect they left Australia as two singles and came back as a Mr. and Mrs. Life went on, and before they knew it, retirement came along. And this was great for a lot of reasons, but it did require some adjustments to routines at home and a little more patience on both sides until they got used to being at home together so much. But ultimately it brought them much, much closer together. Now I might not look like Elvis, but I will try my best to help them renew their vows. But before we do that, I'd like to ask Jen to come forward, as she's got a few words she'd like to say.
Okay, welcome everyone.
Big voice, closer.
Okay. Well done everyone. You've made a great effort thinking about your appearances today and getting here on time.
Right, you
I have to eat it.
Yes.
Yeah, you do.
You do.
Everyone thinks or remembers their teenage years fondly and the era they grew up in, and they, I think, mostly think that was the best era. Well, Loretta and Brett were no different. They loved the 60s. The 60s was a very exciting time.
To your lips.
Excuse me.
Big voice.
It's the teacher coming out, isn't it?
Okay. There was lots of manufacturing and farming. Employment was abundant. We thought that anything was possible, and it was possible. Man walked on the moon. Our music was great. Rock and roll, twist, jazz, Elvis and the Beatles. Although a lot of parents didn't really approve of Elvis.
Yeah, read your notes.
We remember the day that President Kennedy was assassinated. What else? Oh, and the pill started the sexual revolution.
Yay.
Festival Hall was a venue where we all went to see the overseas and local artists performing. And Brett has fond memories of Festival Hall, I think.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Yes. We all had friends or knew someone who was conscripted to the Vietnam War, and a lot came back damaged, and they weren't recognised for their sacrifice until many years later. At the same time, the hippie movement was starting in San Francisco, and they preached love and peace and shared a bit of dope.
Where's the stash?
In Max's pocket.
Max, where is it, mate? Pop it up.
In the 60s, we never had to worry about getting a job. Thanks to Auntie Mavis, Loretta was taken to her first job interview with Dame Zara Holt in Turak village, and at the time she was married to the Prime Minister, Harold Holt, and Loretta got the job and was making clothes for the Turak Society ladies. Later on, the Prime Minister, Harold Holt, drowned at the back beach in Portsea. And that's about all I've got to say. But I was going to say in my prayer, and now, let's thank God that 10 years ago, Rhett and Brett met each other and married. And please bless them with many happy, loving years in the future. Amen.
I mean, we met before the interview.
I know.
Thank you, Jen. That was lovely.
That was
Thank
really
you.
good.
See, standing up here talking is not that easy, is it, love?
No. It's ridiculous, and they're all family, and it's just feeling stupid.
Oh, you got some of my lipstick. Sorry.
Rita and Brett, you've shared some fantastic times during these past 10 years, but you've also weathered your fair share of challenges, mostly around Rita's health, and throughout it all you've really stuck it out and stuck together and grown stronger and closer, I believe. There's an old saying, and this is very true, that through adversity, love grows stronger, and I believe that's very true in your case. Brett, you've been a wonderful supporter and carer when Retta's been unwell, and that needs to be acknowledged. You are wonderful. You are a fantastic cook,
He makes a good wife.
Makes a good wife.
Does he? There you go. Anyone looking for another wife? He's a great cleaner and housekeeper. And Retta wanted you to know that she's forever grateful for everything that you do to help her. Okay? It's not unnoticed. She really, really wants to thank you. And as you stand here today, prepare to recommit yourselves to each other. You're honouring and protecting the love that you have for each other. So think about these words as I say them. Regard each other always with the same deep respect that has kept you together through the years, and be forever mindful of the many gifts the other offers you. Inspire and encourage one another, for it is by strengthening and loving your spouse that you have strengthened your marriage. Bring out the very best in each other, be sparing in criticism and generous in praise for things well done. Continue to be honest and open with each other, knowing that the heart communicates the truth without hesitation and earns and receives trust in return. And as always, accept your marriage as a work in progress, because a lifelong love requires a lifelong hard work. Okay? So now I ask you to join hands. You might have to ditch the champers left. Sorry, love.
Oh, you lost your bottom.
He's lost his bottom.
Love socket.
So, Loretta and Brenton, when you first joined hands and hearts in marriage 10 years ago, you did not know where life was going to take you. You promised to love, honour and cherish one another through all things. As you celebrate here today, and as you reflect over the years of husband and wife, do you now wish to reaffirm the vows you took 10 years ago?
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, just hold hands together and face each other, please. Now, just repeat after me as I say it. I, Brenton,
I, Brenton,
take you, Loretta,
take you, Loretta,
to be my wife,
to be my wife,
to have and to hold,
to have and to hold,
in good times and in bad,
in good times and in bad,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
for richer, for poorer,
for richer, for poorer,
for now and forever.
for now and forever.
Loretta? I, Loretta,
I, Loretta,
take you, Brenton,
take you, Brenton,
to be my husband,
to be my husband,
to have and to hold,
to have and to hold,
in good times and in bad,
in good times and in bad,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
for richer, for poorer,
for richer, for poorer,
for now and forever.
for now and forever.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a little extra vows for them to say. Brenton, you need to say, I promise
I promise
I will always love you tender
I will always love you tender
and never leave you
and never leave you
at Heartbreak Hotel.
at Heartbreak Hotel.
I'll never have
I will never have
a suspicious
a
mind,
suspicious mind,
and I always will be
and I always will be
your hunka burning love.
your hunka burner love.
Loretta, I promise
I promise
I will always love you
I will always love you
and never return you to sender.
and never return you to sender.
I will never step
I will never step
on your blue suede shoes,
on your blue suede shoes,
and I will always be
and I will always be
your loving teddy bear.
your loving teddy bear.
That's great, guys. Retta and Brett, today you have renewed the promises and the vows you made to each other on your wedding day. You've symbolised this renewal by joining of hands and the taking of vows, including the eldest ones. May the pure, simple love with which you have joined your hearts and hands again here today never fail, but grow deeper and surer with each passing year. It is with pleasure that I conclude this ceremony and ask you to celebrate this renewal in the way you did 10 years ago, with a nice big kiss. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together and celebrate Loretta and Brett. Now we have some certificates to sign, but we might do that a little inside because it's starting to rain a bit hard. Thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the service.